Hi. Hi, everybody. How are you? It's a beautiful day in New Zealand. It was actually raining a little earlier, and the sun came in so much from the window that I had to move this around. So, honestly, what's underneath here is my laundry rack. So, in New Zealand, they don't use dryers for clothes, they use laundry racks with pins and everything, like totally old school, right? So, I have that in the back of me, and I'll give you a look outside. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that just gorgeous? So yeah, so the sun came in so much I had to switch it around. So I'm hiding with the curtains of laundry that's facing outside with the sun, which is I have to say a little rare right now because it's been so cold. But we're rolling into spring, and today is our Friday, September 12th, and of course probably where you're watching, it's September 11th in the U.S. or anywhere else in the world for that matter. And I am absolutely representing for sure. Just been feeling a little emotional that it's my first time away from 9/11. I don't know why, but it just struck a chord with me this morning. So I've just been dancing and trying to keep my spirits up. So it's been a rough day for me personally. But the great thing is that I'm actually able to do something like this that will, make a difference. Hopefully, make a difference with you just watching it. So I'm very, very excited that you're here. So now, with all of that said, let's just start getting into it. Now, I have two great questions. Let's see here. I have two great questions that I want to share, and the first one is from Andrea. Let me just pick that up. And Andrea says, well, she had a question about hyperlinking, so we're going to roll into that. And then the second part of her question was that she's still struggling. She says with newsletter followers, so grabbing more, people that will go with her on her newsletter. So that is my focus right now. I've created an infographic for a free health assessment with me. I emailed it out, but I need the link or constant contact to grab new emails. So she's finding that she needs to do it. She's also been sharing it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google, which is great. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that second part, but let's go into your first part about hyperlinking an image on your blog. So in particular, let me see if I can. I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen, and this actually this was another question from Sandy from our AMP membership group. So Sandy, if you're looking at this, I don't know if I can share my screen and see what I'm looking at, so I might have to do another take. But as I'm recording this, there is a bar on the left-hand side and an arrow that goes right to the right, and it says when you scroll over all of these apps that are on the left side, it actually gives you the description of what they are. So right now, that little arrow I just mentioned says screen share. So I'm actually going to push that, and it's going to give me the option of what screen do I want to share. And I'm choosing that now, and I'm going to push the button start screen share. And there we go. So this is my blog. In particular, let me just roll down here. This is my About Me, Work With Me page. And let me just keep going down. Okay, so Andrea was talking about this, like how you do that. So, so basically this this button that I created will actually auto-populate, and let's see, okay, I don't, no, you can't see this part because it popped into another window. Let's see if I can, hold please, let me see if I can screen share that. Okay, here we go. So here it is. This is what she's talking about. Like when I push that button, it starts to auto-populate an email where that person that wants to work with me will have to answer a couple of questions, and it's already there. She wants to know how to do that. Okay, so let's get with that. Let's see, let me go ahead and go back to the screen share page. There we go. Okay. Start the screen share. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab and copy this this link. Copy. copy email address, copy image address. Okay, so let's do that. And here we go. I'm going to actually just go on my Social Global Grind site, and I'm going to create a new post. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Let's see if I can grab a button. That's so funny. I thought I had. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to grab that Let's Chat button all the way to the top. Let's see here. Oh, add media. There we go. Okay. And well, I'm not going to upload. Let's just use this as the make-believe button. Insert it into post. And this is where what I'm talking about. I clicked on this, Andrea. So at this point, I'm going to hyperlink this, let's just say for a minute it was a Let's Chat button. What I would do then is I would remove the link, and then I would click on it again, make sure that it's on. I would click onto open link in another window, which is it's very important that it doesn't cannibalize the page. And then this is not exactly the link that we were talking about. Let me just go back real quick and get that accurate link, because I want you guys to see it work accurately. Okay, let me go in. Alrighty. I'm trying to copy the actual URL. Okay, here we go. Image URL. Let's see if I can get it. In last week's session, I actually showed you how to do that, so I think I got this right. Maybe, perhaps not. I don't think I did. But essentially what it would be, if you went ahead and saw last week's, it shows you how to create that link to populate that page. And once you do that, it should auto-populate and get that questions about working with Francesca tutorial that I did last week. So I'm sorry I don't have that actual link for some reason. Let me see if I can just grab it, because now I really want to know how to do this. Not that I don't know how to do this, I really want to show you how to do this. Let me rephrase that. Okay, let me see if I can grab that link. Just give me one more minute. If I can't get it, then we're just going to move on to the next question. Let's see, campaigns. Alrighty. Okay, so maybe not for now, I can't do that, but if you looked at how I created the link in last week's session, you'll be able to know that that would have been the link that I would have plugged into in our post. So when I would have, attached it here. So I hope that answers your question. Please let me know, Andrea, because I want to be able to really get you to understand so you can use it on your own. It's pretty simple. I know that Pages in Mac also can get generate an actual link too. So let me just because I said that, let me just see if I can grab something. Okay, yeah, let me grab that. I'm going to share another page with you guys for a sec. So let me just go into that and grab Pages. So Pages is an app with Mac users that you can use. And I actually do this every month. I just kind of do my strategy on a page, only because I really like to be creative and I like to visually see things that make me happy. So you just saw my entire strategy for the month of September. You can rewind and watch later. So let's see here. On the Insert tab right here, you can actually add a link. And see, they give you options here where you can, oh, it's not picking up on, I see the screen, it's not picking up. Let me just double check that. Edit the link. Oh, it may not show on the Google Screen Share, which is really weird. But there is I'll just show you right here, the insert page. when you hit that, there's actually a window that you're not seeing, but there's a window that auto-populates and it floats over, and you can hit edit link, and there they'll have an option on top too where it says link to web page or email, and you can put email there, and put subject. Let's see if I can just show you guys one, and then the content on the, okay. Oh, okay. Huh, that's very interesting. Okay. So you can't see it, but it just auto-populated an email there. So on, if you have Pages, which I highly recommend you get anyway, you can also develop a link there. And I actually hyperlink this for an email to surface when they hit this hyperlink. So that's one other way to do it. The other way is a tutorial that I showed last week in MailChimp. So you guys can do it either way. And let me go to the second part of the question here. So let's go to screen share. All right. Okay, so let's see the question. Okay, so the other part was, oh, I know, I actually didn't need to screen share this one, so let me just get out of it. Okay, there we go. So the second part of the question was, how do I get new people to sign up? So my suggestion for you, Andrea, is to research people that are like-minded like you, but ones that you've never really followed before. So with that said, so maybe you're following people that are of an upscale level, like anybody from the Oprah team or anybody like that. What I would suggest to you is maybe even just looking at colleagues that are of like the same mindset or of like the same business, but that are a little bit more local. I think you might get a little bit more success there. So if you have some local people that you know that do the same type of work you do, perhaps follow their followers. And they're obviously going to resonate with you. And that'll be a really great way to do it. Also, too, don't stay there. Go outside of Canada and maybe research who is like you in the UK. Who is like you in the U.S., who is like you in Australia. So check it out in that sense where maybe you're not going way here to the upscale peeps that have their books out, and they have their books out in Hay House, and they've talked on Oprah and all of that. So, think local but global, because your product, and if you haven't checked out Andrea's product, it's amazing. She has these granules that you can put in water that will help you with an ailment. It'll help with your immune system. It's really, really cool. But she needs to be she has the potential to absolutely go global and go crazy, because she has like this really relevant take on nutrition. But anyway, I'll stop being a fan for a moment and answer your question. So what I would say is just to go into those marketplaces and see who's like you, and follow them. Somebody that's totally different, and be consistent. I mean, every 3 to 4 days, flush out those people that are not following you. Go back and follow those people, the new batch of people, and keep doing that every 3 to 4 days. You will get that 400 to 600 following count that we talked about in earlier sessions. And if you actually were in either AMP or you bought the Digital Hustle and Glow product, you know exactly what system I'm talking about. It's a very simple system that you can apply every 3 to 4 days, flesh out people. You're not buying people, you're actually getting genuine people that are going to follow you back. So that's what I would recommend, is just to go ahead and do it in that scale, and then report back to me. Let me know how that's going for you, and we'll play with it a little bit more, because it's obviously something that I love to do. I like to grow that following in a really exponential way. And actually that leads me to Sandy's question, and let me just read Sandy's question a little bit. so I could just be very clear on what she's asking. So let me click out of that. I have my whole window open so I can remind myself what I need to talk about. Okay, so here's Sandy. She's just checking in to ask a question. I'm having great success with my book and Hay House and considering taking over from Balboa Press. Let me see if I can enlarge this. For some reason, it's pretty big email width-wise. Okay. Hay House is considering taking it over from Balboa Press. By the way, congratulations. That's what that whole stuttering is all about. That is so cool. Congratulations, Sandy. Since this is my dream goal, I was thrilled that they are considering it. Hay House said they love the book, but feel I need a stronger platform. Yeah, it's a nice way of saying, yeah, where's your following? Yeah, I get it. I've been trying to, let's see, I've been trying for some time to get more Twitter and Facebook followers, but I'm only around 1,300 on Twitter, and the same on Facebook, which is Facebook, by the way, that's pretty good. Let's see, I get huge interaction on offering a free ebook for people with an emailing address. I have now over 200 on my emailing list in just a couple of months. That's fabulous. That's actually really, really great. Sandy actually took the Hustle and Glow course, which is a self-promoting course on how you can use social media strategy and how to promote you and your cause, so that's awesome. She's like the star pupil here. I love it. Any suggestions that would be appreciated? By the way, I've been using the VA to help me post on social media. I like posting on my own too. Yay, she's using a virtual assistant, which is, I'll talk about that a little later, but getting and grabbing a virtual assistant will set you free. It will set you free, and we'll talk about, more detail on that. Let me just grab a drink real quick. Okay. So this is the thing, Sandy. You're actually doing very well. I'm imagining you'd want to get a huge following, and these are kind of like what I would say Oprah numbers, where someone like a Brene Brown. Let's see what Brene Brown has to. Let's just check her out, because I think actually Brene Brown would be amazing for you to follow. I mean her people, to be particular. Let me just, I think I need to switch over, because Sandy's book is about mourning loss, but in a way where you can still live your life in a very happy and passionate, meaningful way, and it's a really amazing book, and it's it's an emotional day for me, so I'm going to start crying if I talk more about it. So here we go. So I'm on Brene Brown's beautiful website, and this is something that is totally her. It's not like anybody else, which I really like. And I'm showing you Brene Brown in particular, Sandy, because I really feel like she's in total alignment with your brand. So let's check out for a second what her Twitter looks like, and then we're going to look at her social media stuff. Now, these are what I call Oprah numbers. Now, Brene Brown's been on Oprah several times, been on, I think, even some of the life-changing courses. I can't think of what it is. I haven't watched it in a while. I've been here for 3 months, so I'm forgetting some of the Oprah things. Well, I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, so she's got some serious following here. And we all started seeing Brene Brown. I did anyway. I saw her on TED Talk, and then like a year later, I think I saw her on, or about a year later, I saw her on Oprah. So it's something that's quite wonderful that I like, that I heard rather recently, and I really want to give that person credit on who said it, but it was about, there's 3 tiers of frustration. And the novice of going after your own goal is that you go up and then you hit the plateau. And then what happens to that novice, they get frustrated, they stop. And then the second one was the stressor. And the stressor will go up and they'll hit the plateau and they'll stress themselves incredibly out, and they won't be able to do anything from that point. Like they're, you know, stuck in that paralysis. This is a lot of entrepreneurs, by the way, including myself at one point. You stress out, you try to find the answer, but you're stressing the entire time. The third one is the master, I believe it was called. God, who was it that I heard it from? I'll give credit when if I can remember it. But the third one was the master, and the master was, you know, going up, hitting the plateau, and what they did is the master's going, oh, all right, I got this. I knew this was coming. I knew there was going to be a plateau. What can I do at this point? Who can I learn from that's done this before? Who can I learn from that's done this before? And then use that as a, you know, as a learning platform for me to go to the next step. So I think Brene Brown is something like that for you, because she did this incredible risk, and she did this incredible passionate speech, and quite frankly your book is that, Sandy. It is that incredible, passionate, very transparent, not easy to tell story. So with that said, you know, their similarities are there, and I would look a little bit into people that are like that. So let's jump on Brene Brown's website just a little bit more. By the way, guys, this is exactly what I do with my clients. So whether it is a celebrity client or a, you know, a product, anything like that, I'm going to go on and look at their competitors and see what I can do and what I can learn from them. And then really check out to see if they're people that they're following are like-minded enough where I can follow them back, and I know they're going to resonate with them. So that's basically what a lot of PR strategy is see how they can use that to their advantage if somebody else is doing it well. So which is like that third element we were talking about. We were talking about what do you do, you know, what do the masters do when they hit that plateau? They research or they look out to see who's done it before that's done it very well. So here's Brene. So you have a ton of followers that I would recommend you start to follow. Absolutely, they're going to resonate with your book. They're going to resonate with you. Also, Elizabeth Gilbert will resonate with you. There's a lot of people that you can do very well with that. I would absolutely dissect her website when you have a moment. But let's look also on her Facebook. Let's see what crazy following she has. Ah, yeah, that's a lot. Which is great. That's great. She has a powerful voice on social media. Let's look what else to see what she has. Go back. She is on Instagram, which is quite interesting for a author, I think. She's not a visual artist. Okay, great. So she has images that invoke her person, or evoke her, or just show off her personality, which is awesome. That's great. So it's just, you know, sharing who she is, her family, what she's all about. Awesome stuff. So cute. So this is a way also too that it's, you know, it's relatable in terms of marketing of who this person is. So if you want to know who she is, you're probably going to check out her, you know, the Instagram account and check out. What's the following? The followers are, it's lighter than the others, but boy is it big. So that's great to know. Let's see what else. Oh, that's interesting. That's one little flaw that her website did. It ate up her website. So if I go back, yeah, that's also something I want to mention to you guys too. If you ever check out your links, and if your link eats up your page and cannibalizes it, that's like a big no-no. Big no-no. You want to be able to make sure that it populates in another window. Otherwise, because of everybody having you know, attention span of a gnat, we're going to forget what page we're on. We're going to look. We're going to maybe go on our Instagram account and then forget it. So I would, you know, that's a really good point. Also, too, Sandy, I really feel that although Instagram is great, I really feel that Pinterest is stronger, because you can really develop and tell stories on that, much like a website. You could see all of these sort of, pathways of to dive in and go in. That's something that's great. Now, Sandy, let me see if let me go ahead and just get off screen real quick and look to see where you're at. Because I think giving a free ebook is amazing. So just Googling you real quick. Good, you dominate the first page, which is great. Okay, so let's go down. I'm going to share the screen with you guys in a minute. So I'm looking at Sandy's page. Okay, so let me go ahead and screen share now. Okay. Not bad. Not bad in terms of following. What I would do definitely, and you retweeted it. That's awesome. What I would have you do definitely is, it looks like it's time for you to do a little house cleaning here and take away everybody out that's not following you. When you're looking, especially when you're pitching people like Hay House or any sort of publication, you always want this to be heavier and that to be smaller, because you want to be able to show them that you have a strong following without the obvious that you're following people. I know that's our strategy, but they don't need to know it. You know what I mean? So just make sure that we get rid of everybody that is not following you. And something that I do, because I personally get into a trap like this, is I actually start to put them in lists. So I actually put people in lists, and I don't necessarily follow them. I just look at the list and see who I'm following at that time. So good stuff here. Let's look at your links. Let's see, new tab. Let's see, is that one open? Okay. So great stuff here. This is what's getting people, okay. Good stuff all together. Okay, so what I would recommend, it looks so amazing, how they can get a free copy of your ebook. Keep going with that concept and strategy. I think it does it, really, really well. The other thing, this is the thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Andrea, and but Sandy, this was more your question. I think what you can do is start looking at people that are local, and actually, you and Andrea would work really well together, and maybe even host if you guys have your own. I know that, Sandy, you have a talk show, but maybe having her hosted on that show, and vice versa. Sandy, it would be great for you, Andrea, to do a story with and connect somehow and collaborate. So that you need to have a high caliber of like-minded people like yourself that you can collaborate with and maybe do a mini series, or again, there's a lot of work there. So maybe right now you want to be committed to just one blog post, one podcast. I've interviewed Andrea on my podcast, and she's a freaking fabulous person to interview. And Sandy, you're so well spoken. I know you two would work really well together. But if you guys did that, and you have a link, now you have, Sandy, you have a link to Andrea's tribe that is, based in London, Canada. And Sandy, you're Southern California, I believe. So there you go, Andrea. There's your link to Southern California and the States. So do you see what I'm saying? So Sandy, if you actively talk to people that you admire and you want to go on and do a podcast with, approach them, and that's also going to broaden your reach. And also, if you talk at the end of the podcast or interview, like, hey, I'm giving a special gift for anybody that's listening to this podcast. Go to sandypeckinpah.com and sign up for my free email that I give out, and I will give you a gift. And that's something that's really, really cool to do. Let's look at this one real quick. Gosh, you're photogenic. Okay, nice. There you go. That's one way to do it. This is so great. And if I can say something, I think this is great placement, but I really feel like this Hay House Radio should be way up here. That way people can identify and see immediately what your clout is. You know, what is your expertise level? It's pretty darn high. So you know, you want to show that off. You want to be able to do that. Also, too, on maybe some of your websites, you might want to see as seen on or you know featured in, and then maybe have a list of where you've been featured in. I'm actually doing that with mine. Um, in fact, I'll show you. Actually, I used Easily, um, and those of you who are on AMP know a little bit more about Easily and what that's all about. But Easily is a way that you can actually create your own infographics, and it's pretty simple. I actually teach a class on this, but it's super, super easy to do something like that. In fact, my entire website is very much created by Easily. I've used all of the imagery for that and created my website. And here's a couple of things that I've created. So what I would do is maybe even Sandy, have somebody like a VA, or if you like doing this as much as I do, you can do, you know, as featured in, and then plug in some of the logos of what, you know, Hay House and some other places that you've been, you know, been on. So that would be one way I would definitely, you know, recommend that you do this. I think you have so much to offer, and we definitely need to know more about you. So yeah, I think you're doing all the right things. Just keep going for it and really connect with other people. I mean, even people that you think that won't connect with you. Like, you know, you can go to the A-listers and pitch them on why you think you should collaborate. You know, make the sentences 3 to 4 sentences, boom. And if they're interested, they have their assistant get back to you. That's great too. What I would do is really just lay it out and show an example of your work when you're pitching somebody too. But yeah, I would say do that a lot, literally each month. Think about collaborating with 5 different people and see what you can do in collaborating something, whether it's a podcast. Maybe you start your own podcast. You're already on radio, so that'd be really, really easy for you if you don't already have one. And that's your blog, and it's about your ongoing topic and how we can really find freedom in our morning process and what we have to do to go to the next step. So you have so much. We talked really briefly, but every time I talk to you, Sandy, I'm like wowed. So we need to hear more from you. And I know that you have. Let me just see. I know I have. Your email had the where we can listen to you. It's a Passion by Design AM Talk Radio KRXA 540. So that's KRXA 540.com if you guys want to check out Sandy. She's amazing. So definitely, I think that's the way to go. You need to promote your self-love, and you need to do it in a wonderful way. And you're doing all the great things that you've learned from me, but just keep going. Keep, you know, when things are stagnant and they're just in that plateau, amp it up and go with somebody that hasn't heard from you, or hasn't, or the conversation hasn't been steered, you know, in that particular way. But be creative, literally, like almost like an editorial calendar. Just mark out from, you know, September through 6 months from now, who you're going to connect with, what, you know, and there you'll know. I think it was, oh God, I really wish I remember the name, but can't think of him. He's pretty rough too. He's a marketer. And I saw him speak at Rich, Happy, and Hot. I want to say it was in 2011. And he was talking about the art of emails when you pitch, and even to his friends, like nobody responded because it wasn't 3 to 4 sentences, and the width was really important. So make sure that you have 5 words in, so it's almost like a column when you're writing an email, which does work for me. People think that it's a shorter span to read than something that's long. With why. So when you're pitching, make sure that it's very, justified and small, about 4 to 5 words in, 3 to 4 sentences, get to the punchline, and then boom, follow up in 2 weeks, boom, just keep going at it. And I will tell you, sometimes it gets to be a little monotonous and a little discouraging when no one, responds to you. But I will say, with that all said, persistence wins, and you can always gently nudge them on social media like I do. Ask them a cute question and retweet what they're doing and really have a genuine connection with them. That seems to help too, for sure. So let me just make sure that that all of that question was answered. Yes, so my final answer for you, Sandy, is to connect with a lot more people and really amplify what you're talking about in terms of your content. Okay, so let's go ahead and start sharing the screen here again. This second part is going to be some questions that we have on this month's AMP. So just a little quick tour on AMP. When you sign up, you'll notice that there is a box on the right. Each month there are new topics. This month we're talking about systems for creatives. So as we do that course, and this course actually, there's so much to cover. I don't know when this course is going to end, which sounds really funny, but this week is Intro to Systems for Creative Coaches and Freelancers, and as we do that, there's a lot of elements that creative artists, coaches, and freelancers need to do. They need to find people to purchase their product, and how we do that is pretty much a really good system, and we actually cover that each week. So this week, let's just go on to week 1. And week 1, we go into the intro. So when you go on my website, you actually will be kicked to a PDF when you open up that module. Here we go. So that's the first, this is the first week, and we're talking about setting up shop and getting all of your everything in line and everything in order of what you need to do to set up shop, so to speak. So, kind of like, oh, I just opened this storefront. This retail space is fabulous. Now you got to get a POS system. You got to get a cash wrap. You got to get, tissue to put your items in a bag. You might need gift wrapping an area. All the things that you're going to need when you start that business. We're talking about it in week 1. And we're talking about it in terms of an online business. So we really talk about what tools to get, and we talk a little bit about time trade. This is the way that you're going to get. Let me see if I can. Let me just grab time trade real quick here. So I want to talk about time trade. I could have just clicked on the document. Oh wow. Let's see how long this takes. New Zealand internet. Okay, great. So time trade is a way that you can actually book an appointment with others that are interested in you. So what I do a lot of the time, almost like every season, is I start fleshing out or tweeting out social media alerts like, hey, I want to talk to you. Let's talk about your business. Let's go, let's connect. And I have people come to this time trade, and they actually can book an appointment with me, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of good tutorials on here. The cool thing is, I believe you can, I think it's 5, up to 5 or 10. I'm not sure. If you wanted a free account, it takes 5 or 10 people to book each month. I started getting a lot of bookings, so I opted to spend the $40 US a year, just a year, and this is like my secretary and making all appointments, including my clients. It's like the best deal ever. So I'm not giving you an affiliate link. I'm just telling you what my experience is with this website. It's pretty flipping great. So check out timetrade.com. I think this will be, something that you need to really look at in terms of getting your business in order. So we go a little bit into that. I even kind of give you a quick tutorial on how to use it, what's a great way to do it. We go into the Work With Me page, which Andrea had some questions about earlier, and there is a video that you can watch, which is part of that tutorial and module. Then we get your Work With Me page in order, and I really talk about what that auto-populated email I send out to people when they click Work With Me or Let's Chat. This is the content of what is in that email. I'm really trying to flesh out people that are very much interested in working with me, and I do it frequently. My docket's been really full this year, so I haven't been promoting this too much because I've been full, but I'm actually going to be doing something incredibly soon in terms of working with one-on-one people in a group setting. So anyway, that's a little side story, but this shows you exactly what the introduction looks like, and I'm going to show you how to respond to those emails soon when we talk about the consultation. Refining your message, and we talk a little bit about your own voice and how you can use that to draw and attract your desired clients. You can identify your key insight. Like, in other words, why would I want to work with you? We're going to show people how to actually identify that and how you can convey it to your clients. Crafting your lead is awesome. This is a way to actually get the leads to book your consultation, which is amazing. We want to be able to have that conversation with people. Okay, and this week, this Wednesday, every Wednesday, we go ahead and give you a free new module, not a free new module, you guys are paying. So if you sign up for at socialglobalgrind.com, I am, for a limited time, giving this away for free. So if you go to socialglobalgrind.com, you can sign up for the newsletter, and I will tell you how you can get 1 month for free. So if you guys want to check this out, definitely check it out. So let's look at this module here. Week 2. Systems for smart creatives, coaches, and freelancers. Supercharge the invite. So we're talking about how to invite that desired client to you and how to book. So we get a little bit more into the meat here of how to actually attract those people to really talk to you. I also tell you how to deal with stress. You need to do more dance breaks, and each of these PDFs actually have a link to a song or something just to get yourself out of your head and into your really good pleasure zone is what I call it. So so here's the tweets, and we had, I think, an example of what attractive tweets look like. And I wrote a few of them. In fact, I love them so much, I'm actually using them on an upcoming campaign I thought was really, really cool. And I was using a copywriter as an example of how she can, if she's a copywriter and she wants to connect with possible clients, desired clients, these are some of the tweets that she might want to put out there for that person to see and use or click. I love that. I'm known as the click chick. You want to get chicks that click, basically. So that was my whole play on words there. I really like chicks to click. If you're trying to get that female entrepreneur. So we talk a little bit about structure. I'm using hashtags here because it's really important to use hashtags when it comes to identifying your movement. So get chicks that click might be something that I might be using like saying it out loud, in another strategy, but I love that idea so much. That's really going to stay with people. You want to be able to do that. I mean, everybody knows me from my my structure, my hashtag structure, which is our catch line that's, hustle and glow. Which is really cool. I actually watch it to see how people use it, and they're starting to use it in the sense of business, which is awesome. So the more that you use a hashtag to identify your cause in business, hopefully it'll catch on. It'll catch on fire. Also, too, you can Google how do you not register, but sort of like that. Like, how do you register a hashtag? See what you can do with identifying your name with that hashtag immediately, because if it catches on fire, you want that, you want to have your name attached to it. You can't necessarily own it, but you definitely want your name attached to that. Success is often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. Love that. Love me some Coco Chanel. So I thought I'd throw that in there for you guys. I then show you how to gauge and test your resonation with your people. And the way to do that is with bit.ly links. For my articles, when I used to really send out regular blogs, it wasn't relevant for me if I didn't reach anywhere from 300 plus a week. So meaning that, I wasn't listed on Forbes. I was just me alone on Twitter, tweeting out to the, to the internet, this is my story. If I got 300, I wasn't happy until I got 500 people that would retweet it or read it or click on it. So that's a way to really check it out. And if it isn't falling from that, and you have a really good, following, you may want to recraft it, relook at it, recheck it out, and then repost it, because it's something that you need to constantly work on to really get that refined message. I talk a little bit about that. And also, this is a great lead-in, the pro tip, train your VA, your virtual assistant. Yes, yes. Let go of having to play with Hootsuite and going forward. You will hear me say again and again, no CEO is applying for a social media marketing post for their company. It's true. It's so true. Do you know a CEO that's actually behind at their desk that are, on Hootsuite loading up next week's tweets? No. You need to get in that mind frame of a CEO, and don't do it yourself. Assign that task. Systems for applying posts. Here I give you tips and tricks on how to train your assistant to apply those posts for you on your behalf. Be as clear as possible. Yes, with a VA, you definitely need to do that. This is like kind of a cut and paste message that I give to my VA, who is awesome. She's well trained. She's amazing. And I just give her like the brief on like what's going on with these tweets, when to post them. Here's an example of my tweets that she's doing, and be consistent with that. I was feeling Chanel that week, so I thought I'd throw another Chanel picture in. All right, so that concludes that week. Next week we're going to talk about the consultation dance, on how we talk to consults in general, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, we'll jump on that at the end. Okay, so what you want to do is you really want to be able, this is like a reoccurring question that I get from a lot of the AMPers or the AMP insiders that take this course. Now, it looks like a lot, but actually it's something that you can fit into a day. So Wednesdays, I believe it's at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Los Angeles time is when it comes out, so 6 p.m. East Coast New York time. Every Wednesday, AMP sends out a new challenge of what you can do for your business to bring up awareness online. Now, it doesn't always have to be on a Wednesday that you would attack that cause. Maybe it's a Thursday. Usually, for me anyway, the beginning of my weeks are Monday and Wednesday is just crazy. Monday is actually Sunday in the States. My Monday is a day ahead. So those 3 days are ridiculously crazy. I have to sort through emails. I have virtual assistants. I have to go ahead and just tell them what the directive is this week. I'm the director of my company, so I have to make sure that all of that stuff is in place, and by Wednesday, I'm flipping flat out tired. So if I want to learn something, and I do, I'm constantly learning something, I'm constantly checking out a new program, or I'm writing a program, whatever it is it has to do academically for me anyway, I do it on Friday. That way I know that all my work is done by actually today, and I can actually just lean into the learning cycle. For me, I have to do where I just have one dedicated day of learning. It helps my business grow exponentially. I love it. It's really great for me to also, like on days like this, I can, hike and then come and read something or learn something new. It's just the way my life has been heading this way, which is a really cool thing. It's definitely different over here. There's a lot of quiet time during the day for me, so I take advantage of it. Now, if there's a day for you like that, also too on my city life, my past city life, I would grab my laptop and head to a Starbucks, earphones, and I would learn that day. So find the day, find the 2 to 3 hours to just do something where you shut yourself down and you're actually, doing AMP. 2 to 3 hours a week is what it should take. It helps you plan your next steps and how to grow your business, which is exactly what I created this for. I wanted to really amplify what you're doing. In a really cool way too, where it's not overwhelming. It's like, oh, I got all of these modules. Like, don't worry about it. In fact, let's just jump back on real quick. I want to show you something just for AMP members. Let me go here. Go. All right. I was going to talk about this, but let's just go back for a sec. Okay. So on top, right where it says course sessions, if you scroll down, you're going to see every single module that happened this year. Okay, we started up in June. So there you go. So if you missed August, doesn't matter when you enroll or what's going on in your life, you can go back anytime. And it might not be relevant for you. It's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling the whole digital stuff right now. I'm really feeling how the the consultation and driving that new client, the series that we're doing right now, like that's more me right now. Fine. That's perfect. So go ahead and study that. And when you really want to do the Digital Hustle and Glow program, guess what, guys? It's right here. We just did it in August, so you can definitely do that. Anything here that you want to peek in, it's the same sort of thing. It's going to, if you click on it, it's going to populate in a new window. And it's just like those PDFs that I did before. We actually talk about those, that issue in really great detail, which is awesome. So you can go back anytime you'd like. So I wanted to show you that there. One other thing, Q&A replays. They're going to be right here for you. So our last AMP session was August 29th. So that is there for you if you want to watch it. You can. And we're going to be posting this one. This one actually took a little longer. I usually say about an hour is our AMP sessions, but you never know. Here on this page, you can actually, if you feel like, oh gosh, I need extra help, no problem. Book a private one-on-one with me. Just go ahead and click at any time. That's going to take you to the time trade page that we talked about, and you can choose your time that you want to, talk to me. So this is if you're an AMP member, you're most likely watching this presentation right now here on the AMP session live group. So if I were to push that, we'd start seeing this session. And I'll actually give you some more information down here on when the next session is. I should probably put this on. There we go. Yeah, so so that's me like a few minutes ago talking about stuff. So yeah, so just keep checking out this page when you want to see when the next live session is, or you can watch it there. This is a link to all of my podcasts. If you can't get enough of me, you can come here and just listen to a lot of other great, really good actually I have to say. They're really good interviews with awesome people. And it's going to be starting up again soon, including some Hustle and Glow graduates that actually are featured in here. So it's going to be pretty amazing. What else? What else can I talk to you about before we go? Yes. So next week, this is free, for Ampers, Amp Insiders, and also just general people that just want to check out Find, Train, and Grow, the virtual team. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. One of the biggest thing I talk about is that it's an up-leveling issue. If you don't have a VA, a virtual assistant, you're holding yourself back in business. You just are. There's just no other way around it. You need help. There's so much to do for you to expand yourself. You got to do it. And I will say that the cool thing is once I learned this myself, my business took off, and I had no idea I could actually afford this when I was first looking in my first year of business. I was really overextended. I put a lot of money in my business and my education, my crate and barrel desk. You know what I mean? It's just like all of those expenses that happen. This was my godsend. It really was. It's helping me organize myself and getting back to focus of what was important with an assistant. Now, I will tell you that some assistants you can get for about $3 an hour in the beginning, and they're priceless. If you pick the right ones, and I show you how to vet them, how to train them, how to grow your team, you can actually do that extremely well. We actually, I believe this was one of the first things that we showed on our AMP, with our AMP rooms. I actually showed people how to do this. So the AMPers actually did this, I believe, as my first month. It was in beta, so they got to actually check this all out. If you're a Hustle and Glow member, you should be getting it. You should have it in the bonus area. We're going to be talking a little bit more about this entirety and how to do it step by step, and even some great advice I got from Marie Forleo, because that was one of my things I couldn't start with. Is I was such a control freak and wanted to keep everything to myself and wanted to have my sense of high quality on each item, that I did not want to have a virtual assistant. And she's one of the few that actually say you need one. And so she answered my question. I posted right here on the sales page because I thought it was really great. She also called me out as a control freak, which I didn't know she was going to do. It's true, but it's like, well, when you have somebody of that caliber saying, yeah, I kind of am a control freak, it's time to listen. Anyway, so in this sales page, I tell you a little bit more detail what it would mean like to work with somebody. You know, here's the actual program that you can download. This is the an image of the ebook, but you can definitely get it also in the program. There's a lot of different options that you can do it. Whatever works and fits your budget, we got you covered, and we'll be able to explain all those details to you. And that is happening next week at the same exact time. So it's going to be my Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time in Los Angeles. It'll be airing at next Thursday at 4 p.m. and New York will be next Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll be talking about that, and I'll be here. So that's it. That's going to wrap up today's session. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and it's been amazing, and I really, really appreciate you checking it out. For the AMP members that didn't see this, you'll be able to check out those broadcasts, and I'll broadcast in that little spot that we looked at earlier on the AMP forum. Okay, then. See you guys later. Thanks so much. And if you have any questions about this, email me, tweet me at globalgirl_LA. If you have any questions, I will definitely do that on the next app session in 2 weeks. Okay, thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.